Hey love, I'm Gena, a fitness, nutrition, and self-love coach, helping high-achieving women heal their relationship with food in their bodies so they can finally feel free, strong, and confident in their own skin. If you've ever felt stuck in the cycle of restriction, binging, and body shame, trust me, you are not alone. On this podcast, we're calling out diet culture BS, building your dream body without the obsession, and getting real about what it actually means to love yourself in a world that constantly tells you not to. I've been there. Anorexia, binge eating, body hate, you name it, I've lived it. And now I help women just like you find food freedom, feel sexy in their skin, and take their damn power back. So get ready, because the Fit Without Obsession podcast starts now. If I had $1 for every time a woman told me, this time I am all in, I would probably own a small island. But here is the truth. Every time I hear it, my heart breaks a little bit, because I know that that woman is saying it from a place of hope and hurt. Hope that maybe this time she'll finally stick with it, and hurt from the other times she thought that she would. You have done it all, like new programs, new macros, new morning routines. You start strong, you're organized, you even convince yourself you love tracking. And then 2 weeks in, you're exhausted and grabbing whatever food you can find and then whispering to yourself, what's wrong with me? And I want you to know nothing is wrong with you. You were just trapped in a version of fitness that was never built to last. Today, we're breaking down why you keep failing even when you're giving it everything that you've got. We're going to talk about why being all in is secretly what's actually holding you back, how perfectionism disguises itself as discipline, and what sustainable fitness actually looks like when you're done playing the start over game. I want you to understand this hidden addiction to all in that a lot of us go through. And let me take you back to my control era in order to do this. I thought being all in meant that I was unstoppable. Every macro tracked, every workout crushed, every social plan declined. I would feel proud. Like, how am I this disciplined? Like, that's amazing. Like, I am able to stick to everything. I'm able to cut out all these things that I love. Like, I can continue to do this. But beneath that, I was honestly terrified of losing control. That high that you end up getting from being all in, it is not discipline. It's dopamine. It's actually the same chemical that fuels binging. It's relief that's dressed as control. The all-in mentality gives you this illusion of safety. It really says, if I can just do everything perfectly, I will never feel out of control again. But the second that you end up slipping, even just a little bit, your brain goes, see, like, we failed that again. It's not the workout plan that's burning you out. It's actually the emotional load of constantly needing to prove yourself that you're good enough to follow it. I had a client that was waking up at 4:45 a.m. every day to get ahead. She meal prepped and she tracked and she trained, and she ended up crying every single Sunday night because she was so tired of starting over. So when we actually slowed her down, took one rest day, added carbs back in, she panicked because to her, that rest felt like a failure. And for you, like, I want you to understand that you are not addicted to progress. You're addicted to that control. So I want you to picture this. It's Monday morning, you've got your gallon jug, your 1,800 calorie plan, your new split, like, you're killing it. But by Thursday, you're exhausted, you're missing one workout, you grab a snack that's maybe not on your plan. And immediately, your brain ends up screaming like, oh my God, I ruined it. Like, fuck this. I did it again. But that's not discipline. That's like conditional self-worth, right? Like, you believe that you're only worthy when you are flawless. So every time that you do slip up, you feel like that's proof that you're never going to measure up. You're not failing the plan. You're failing an impossible expectation. When I coach women through this, I don't start by changing their food. I actually start by changing the rules that they live by. Because if your rule book says perfect or nothing, you're going to keep continuing to choose nothing the second you can't be perfect. One of my clients was tracking religiously. So I ended up letting her know that we need to loosen the reins. And I said, like, let's just estimate this week. And she completely froze. And it's not because she didn't know how, but because her self-trust had never been exercised. Tracking had become this emotional safety blanket for her. But if your worth depends on how perfectly you can execute a plan, you're not chasing health, you're chasing validation. So I want to go into the all in, all out loop. So what that looks like is, first, you end up hitting a breaking point. You say, I can't keep feeling like this. Second, you overhaul everything. So food, workouts, mindset overnight. Then third, you end up feeling this high on motivation for maybe like a week or two. Like, it feels amazing. You're fucking kicking ass. Four, we end up having life happen, right? Like, maybe it's your period, maybe you're stressed out, you end up traveling for an event, maybe you're just emotional, and then you end up slipping into guilt, into spiraling. So then we get to Monday and you swear you're going to start again, even stricter this time. So every restart in this kind of loop ends up feeling like redemption, but it's really just another relapse in disguise. So what's really happening here is that your nervous system equates perfection with safety. So the moment that life feels messy, you lose that sense of control and you flip to chaos. So your brain keeps searching for like the next fix or the next all-in plan to like fix this, because you're so uncomfortable. You're so over this. And you're not weak for losing motivation during these times. Like, you're literally exhausted from surviving on adrenaline. I tell my clients, if your results require white knuckling your way through life, like, that is not a plan. That is punishment. So your body starts fighting back during this time. Like, when we continue to stay stuck in this loop, this all in, all out loop, what that looks like is that chronic underfueling is going to raise your cortisol. It's going to end up tanking your recovery, and it's going to disrupt your hormones. And this might even be like if you end up eating more or enough, like some weeks, because you're going up and down so often, like, your body is going to get confused. You end up feeling tired and bloated and moody and assume that something is wrong with you. So in that moment, I know what you've done in the past is you double down. Like, you do more cardio, you have fewer carbs, and then your body ends up screaming louder because you weren't fucking listening. You end up binging, and then cue this shame spiral there. Your body isn't fighting your goals. It's fighting literally for its life. You cannot hate your body into health. You can't starve it into peace. So I want you to sit there, take a moment to visualize this. Like, imagine your body is your best friend that you've been ignoring for years. It's hungry, it's tired, it's literally begging you for rest. And then the moment you finally listen, your body's not going to trust you right away. She's going to need time to see that you'll actually feed her what she asks. Like, just like you can't like treat a best friend like crap and then all of a sudden like apologize and just expect everything to go back to normal. Like, it takes time to mend that friendship, right? And it can be mended and it will be mended, but you need to allow there to be patience, like, and understand that like it's going to take your body time to get back to trusting you and working with you. I want to go into what consistency actually looks like, because we've been sold this lie that consistency actually means perfection, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It shows you that if you miss a workout, like, you're off track, but real consistency is not about never slipping. It's about refusing to quit when you do. So maybe some examples of this, like, is that you might miss a workout, but instead of like just saying screw it and not hitting the rest of your workout split for the whole week, you end up going for a 10-minute walk instead. Another example, like, you might end up eating a piece of pizza. Oh my gosh, like, I know, shock, right? And you end up moving on instead of compensating. I know that doesn't feel like a possible reality for you, but like, it really is. That's what consistency looks like. And maybe you have a moment where you don't track. And instead of freaking out, like trying to overtrack tomorrow, like, you end up just sitting there and tuning into how you feel. You don't need to have 100% days for consistency. And really, honestly, for you to make progress, you just need fewer 0% ones. Inside Fit Without Obsession, I have clients pick one anchor habit, the thing that keeps them grounded no matter what. So for some, it might be like a protein-rich breakfast every single day. Like, no matter what's happened, like, that's going to be a goal they work for. Others, it might be that they're going to journal before bed. Like, no matter what the day looks like, we're going to practice this gratitude and get in a good headspace before we go to sleep. And it's not about doing everything. It's about doing something consistently. That's honestly like the secret. It's flexibility plus awareness equal freedom. So we really need to continue to heal your fitness mindset. When you finally stop chasing perfect and start choosing present, your entire relationship with health changes. Workouts end up not being punishment anymore. They actually become celebration. Food stops being a moral test and it becomes fuel and joy. Rest stops feeling lazy. It actually becomes strategy. You don't heal by doing less. You actually heal by doing just things differently. I had a client who used to run miles to make up for dinner, and now she wakes up and she checks in with her body. She ends up lifting because she wants to feel strong, and then she takes rest days without guilt. Her body looks better than it ever did when she was overtraining because peace has actually shifted her into this place where she was trying to strive for. When she was pushing too hard, when she was not tuning in, when she was really trying to be perfect all the time, she could never get to that goal that she now has found. If you keep starting over, maybe it's not about trying harder. Maybe it's about becoming someone new and different and shifting that identity that you've already created for yourself that is not serving you. So take a moment and ask yourself, what would it look like to be the woman who doesn't have to restart? What would it feel like to trust yourself enough to have one imperfect day and not spiral? The goal here is not a smaller body. The goal really should be a bigger life. You do not need another Monday restart. You need a new identity, the one that is rooted in self-trust and not self-punishment. You're not broken. You're just done surviving on control. You deserve a fitness journey that really honestly feels like freedom and not fear. And if this episode hit you in the gut, it's because your body's whispering, I'm ready to do things differently. I want you to understand that you don't need more rules. You just need to start actually having a conversation with your body and asking what it needs from you instead of pushing it into things that are not serving it. Thank you so much for tuning into the Fit Without Obsession podcast. If this episode helped you heal, grow, or just feel a little less alone, go ahead and hit the follow button so that you never miss a moment of this journey. And if you loved it, share it on your stories and tag me at @thefitbean_. I seriously love seeing what resonates. Sharing this podcast helps more women step out of a session and into their power. And that ripple effect starts with you. And if you're ready for deeper support, check the show notes for ways that we can work together. Just remember, eat the pasta, wear the shorts, and love the hell out of your life. You deserve it always. Talk soon.